The topic of my presentation is chemical protective clothing. Nowadays, the protection is extremely important in the industry as well as the military for military purposes where we use chemicals and other materials where protection is required. There are some sort of protections which we need during our service life in military and other industries or in firefighting and other purposes. Flame retardant. The material used usually for flame retardant are viscose fabrics, flight suits, and station wear and toilet wear. Nomex. Nomex for military applications. Nomex is a flame retardant material that is primarily used for the flame retardant purposes. Molten aluminium splash protective fabric and electrical arc protective fabric. Other class is ballistic protection. In ballistic protection, we usually use para-aramid and Dyneema for the ballistic application. Lint-free anti-static fabrics, continuous flame polyester or continuous filament polyester carbon fabrics are usually used for this anti-static purposes. In medical textiles, systemic and non-systemic antibacterial and anti-static fabrics for surgeons, gowns, scrubs, and warm-up jackets. In chemical protection, liquid chemical protective fabrics. In UV protection, fabrics that offer a UPF rating for the wearer, that offer resistance against the ultraviolet radiation. Industrial workwear, in the industries where protection is extremely important, freezer suits, waterproof clothing, etc. For military textiles, uniforms, parachutes. Materials and technologies. The selection of materials is very important for the protective clothing. 4 steps in the selection: material manufacturing or selection, producing fabrics and other related items, finishing, and clothing engineering. This is the systematic approach for the selection of a protective material. Fibers, metals, metal fibers, regenerated fibers, natural fibers, and the fibers in continuous filament form or in synthetic fibers, the staple form or non-woven fabrics are usually used for this purpose. Steps in the selection of the protective clothing material. Step 1. Assess hazard. First, we have to assess what type of hazard and what is the severity of hazard where we are using the protective clothing. Step 2 is the identify relevant standards, specifications or guidelines. With well-defined performance requirements, so the protective clothing should be well-defined in its performance. Step 3 is the screen materials based on protection performance of fabrics, cold climate protection performance, chemical protection performance, biological protection performance, flame and thermal protection performance, and mechanical protection performance. Step 4 is the select material based on other major factors: job performance, comfort, cost, durability, use, care and maintenance. These are all factors involved in a selection of protective clothing. Look at some aspects related to the protection. These are extreme cold protection, chemical and biological protection, radiation protection, electrical protection, mechanical protection, and heat and flame protection. All these scenarios require the proper protective clothing so that we can meet the requirements for the protection. And the other material, high visibility protection, is also important. Thank you.